Right, what's going on, guys? It's back and gonna add some accessories. What we're gonna do today is we are doing some seat heaters. We went riding, it was about a week and a half ago, and it was a little cool, but it was, nice. And a friend of mine, JJ, has some seat heaters in his machine, and I was like, oh, that's sweet. So I got on the internet and found these from Rocky Mountain ATV. This is their Tusk brand. They kind of fit just about any side-by-side seat or whatnot. So it's super easy to install. I've actually already done one of them. I did the one seat just to make sure I knew what I was doing and all that good stuff. But this is like easy. So I'm going to make a quick video on how to install the Tusk seat heaters for your Can-Am X3. I'm just doing the front seats for now. I'm going to let the kids kind of tough it out. So I may add some later. I think these pull about 50 watts on high. Or 50 amps, I think, on high. So we'll see. Got a lot of other stuff hooked in, as you can see, that conglomerate of wires right there. Down the road, I may need to have to do a second battery or upgrade my primary battery to like a Red Top Odyssey or something like that. I hadn't decided yet. But anyway, the kit comes with a back and a seat. So it comes with two pads. It's got the heating elements in it. Both of them are square, and you just kind of cut. It does say in the instructions there's like a copper wire that's running down the side here. I can't really tell. It all looks the same. So it says do not cut those. It won't work as good if you cut those. But it's kind of hard to tell with this adhesive sticky stuff on it. So what I did on the other one, on the back, I left the sheet whole. I just kind of trimmed it just a little bit where the stuff wasn't, just to kind of make it fit. And then I cut the little tip off the top of it. But it comes with a little extra just to cut that off. Your seat, first of all, it's a lot easier to take your seats out. I would take the seats out. Passenger seat's super easy. You just undo the buckle, take your bolts out of your floor and your front, take the seat out, you're good to go. Because you got to get to this second panel anyway, so take the passenger seat out. I went ahead and took the driver's seat out also. It's a lot easier with the seat out to get the stuff back on. So seat's not that difficult. The driver's a little bit of a pain because you've got your seat belt plug override thing. So you just got to pop it out, unplug it, and you do have to take your top seat belt, your retractors, if you have the model with the 4-point harness retractors in it. So you'll have to take this off because your seat belt's kind of tied to your bottom. It's either take that off or you take the bolt out of your side of your seat where the seat belt hooks to the bottom. That's the most aggravating thing. You just take the little pad off, take the two bolts out, or nuts off the thing, and the whole seat comes right out after you take the bottoms out. But unplug that. And then it comes with the wiring harness, the two seat pads, the switch, and it gives you some like extra, it's like reflective tape to kind of tape down the edges to the foam that's not got the adhesive. So down the sides has the adhesive. It sticks really well. Make sure your foam's dry. So once you take your seats out on the X3, your bottom seat pad, super easy. It flips right up and it's got like a little rubber bushing that goes over this little bar. You just kind of push that to one side or the other, and then it unhooks and comes right off. Super easy for the bottom. The bushing is this little piece right here. It says top. Anyway, that's for the seat bottom. You just kind of push that off. It comes right off. The back part, it's easy also, but you do have to get into the side. So basically, right here in this hole, there's a zip tie that goes through here. And right in this section here has got like a little round, and I'll show you in just a second, a real round thing that the zip tie goes to, and it kind of holds the head of the zip tie. And then it goes inside this back seat cushion, has a bar. So the zip tie just goes around the bar and sticks right back through the hole, and you just pull it through that little thing and it tightens it up. So you just need to put a little screwdriver, lift that, cut it, cut the one on the other side, lift up. The top's hooked just to the bar here. It's got a little bar that hooks across. Just lift it up, pop, comes right off. So here's the little things that you will see is on the back. So a zip tie goes right through there, and it actually stops the head of the zip tie. So you run your zip tie through, around the bar, back through, and it pulls it right back on, which is, there's your bar right there. So it just hooks around the bar. Super simple. Once you get the cushions off, Velcro on the back, just kind of start Velcroing from the bottom, pull it off. The X3, the seats look cool because it's got all this Velcro that kind of hooks it to it. It's gonna we're gonna kind of have to cover this up, so you'll see a little bit of Velcro. When you put it back on, you'll just push. It's gonna cover this up, so the back's gonna be a little webbed. It's not gonna sink in as good, but for the seat heaters, I'm kind of worth it. And the bottom, kind of the same way. It's mostly open, but once you get up here to where that section is here, there's some Velcro around that. So the other one, I just cut this out. So what I did is took this, marked it, laid it up here, dry fit it, kind of like where I wanted it, and pushed it on up. And I'm gonna trim these edges off once I move it up to probably in this vicinity here. I'm just gonna mark, what I did on the other one is I just marked that out on the outside with a marker, and I cut that bad boy out. But when I put it in, I've already plugged it in. It doesn't feel like it's getting as warm up in here. Super hot back here, warm up here. So I'm gonna try this, and I'm just gonna leave it whole and tuck it in. You know, maybe that's not gonna seat in as good as I need it. So unless I get annoyed, I may take it back off and change it. The nice thing is the seat bottom comes out easy. And then your cord just runs out the bottom. The cool thing is you take your seats out, you just unplug it. So this is the 2 pads. It comes with the plugs here, like that, for the back and for the butt. And then your wiring harness comes all together. It's got a relay, inline fuse, the whole 9 yards. I've got a lot of crap in here, so just bear with me. But anyway, your bus bar's here. You've got your negative, your positive, and then your accessory. So the wiring harness comes with a yellow, a red, and a black. So you hook your black up to your negative, your red up to your positive, of course, and your yellow up to your accessory. That way it only turns on when the switch is on. So you don't leave them on and drain the battery. Because these are going to pull a lot of juice and needs to be running while you're doing it if you've got them on. So I've just kind of tucked everything back up in here with that. I've got both wiring harnesses already in there. Once you get this cover off, just kind of feed them, you know, have them hanging. This is your ends with your 2 plugs that plugs into the top and the bottom on that. And then the other side, the cool thing about both sides, you don't have to drill any holes. And then the other side is where your seat belt override switch thing comes out. So on the panel, which I have in here on the floor, that you take off, it's got like a little opening, so you can just run the wire right out where the seatbelt thing is. You don't have to cut anything. The other side will slide right through there too. It's pieced. So you don't have to drill any holes for the wire. See, this one's hanging out on this side, ready to go. And it'll fish through there. And these switches look great. It comes with a little template, a piece of paper you cut. And of course the Can-Am, the X3 has the little cutouts here. The switches aren't quite as long as the cutouts, same width. So just, you know, cut your little piece of paper out, your template, lay it on there where you want, and just maybe just mark the ends. And I cut it out with like a razor knife, an X-Acto knife, and pop those things, snapped right in, and they look legit. I mean, those are good looking switches and everything. It has low and high. That little light right there lights up when you turn them on. And I've already tried the passenger side, and they get warm. It's not crazy hot, but I think it's going to get hot enough to where you're going to have to turn them down to low when you're doing that. So I think it's going to help when it's cold outside. But anyway, your seats, take the seat cushion off like I did. And once you get the seat cushions off, you just take your little pads, lay them up here the way you want to. You can, this is kind of just do it the way you want to, trim it how you want to. If you want to really keep the back, you really can't keep your Velcro, the whole thing. So it's going to be a little webby, not sucked in, but it doesn't look bad. Like here's the finished one. Like you can tell, it's a little bit spongy here. You know, it's not Velcroed in good. The edges are, and then it kind of, but it's not bad. I mean, I can deal with that. To have nice warm back and butt in the wintertime. So since we ride just about year round, it gets a little cool in the winter. Not too bad, but so just cut these the kind of way you like it. I'm going to leave this one. I'm going to give this one a try. As far as the back, I left it whole pretty much on the other one. The butt part, I did trim around that on this one. I'm not going to do it on this one just to see what it's like. I'm just going to leave the whole piece. And if this one is going to be end up getting warmer, I'll either switch it with the wives or I'll just order another one. These are only like $39.99 on Rocky Mountain ATV. So a heck of a deal for seat warmers. Super easy install. I mean, the hardest part is getting the seat out. And if you've done that, if you've done any accessories, you've removed the passenger seat many times. So I'm going to trim. You can feel the main wire coming up to this edge right here. So I'm just going to cut this extra off to here like this, and then get it as far back as I can get it to about right here. And then I'm gonna let that wrap on around, and then you'll just pull this adhesive tape off, get it lined up, and stick it on there, and it sticks good. Stick the sides, make sure it's nice and flat, and any wrinkles are out of it. And then you just take this little reflective tape. It peels right off, it strips, so you can cut it. And then I'm gonna tape the top across there, and then I'm gonna tape it just anywhere where there's no sticky, just to hold it good and tight. And I'll show you the finished product here in just a minute. All right, now I've got them stuck on there. That's sealed up, and I put the tape across the top. I left a little bit of opening for Velcro, some Velcro right at the top, and then here. So I just put a little bit of that tape on it. Nothing fancy. You can do however you want to do, but I'm going to try to keep both of them as much as I can. So once that's on there, now you just take your cushion and roll it back and just peel it and pull it over the edges and Velcro it. I'd push down in here and try to get a little bit, whatever Velcro you can to seal up. Same with the bottom, just roll it over and push down as you go in the corners. That way the seat's not webbed. It'll seal all the way, and the Velcro that's here will hook right into these seats there. The only thing is it might just be a little, up a little bit in the back, but and I'll show you what they look like here in just a second. All right, so I got the seat covers on. You just kind of stretch it back over it. When you turn it on the side, you just kind of press down. I know I left this one big, so you're not going to be able to get the Velcro on the seams pressed down as good. So anyway, just press down. The little bit up here will go in. A little bit of there will kind of hook up there. And it's still a little bit webby, but when you sit in it, you're not going to feel that. But you got a whole full back of seat warmer. And then the butt, and what I did also is, this is the driver's side. So if I was sitting in it, I ran the cord. Since you can't come straight out the bottom because of that, just kind of pull it and then run it over here out the side. It goes kind of like that. Still got plenty when you hook it up. Same for the butt. Comes off the bottom, just run it over here to the side. Just look at it. And then the bottom, you can kind of see the outline of where the seat warmer is a little bit, which, if you're kind of picky, you might. This is not going to Velcro down, which I don't really care. So maybe it doesn't look quite as bolstered or whatnot as it did before, but turned out pretty good. You can still push all this down. The Velcro will hook here. It'll connect all the way there. Back in this section is not going to, but I think that's going to work out good. So now what we'll do is, the seat bottom, super easy. It just hooks over the bar there, and then you just lay it in, and then you just slide that little rubber piece I told you about earlier to get that. The back, I've got it off, the seat off over there, so just hook it over the top, and then once you lay it down, you'll see there's like a little bar in here and a bar in there, and you just run a zip tie through this. You just run the zip tie through there, and it goes through the hole in the seat. You just kind of got to fish it. It's a little bit of a pain in the butt to get it to hook back around that little bar. Run it back, and then stick it through there and zip tie it on that, or stick it through this side and then zip tie it, and that's what actually seals it and holds it on each side, and you're ready to put the seat back in. All right, I got the seats back in. The wiring on the passenger side comes right out of the bottom. It'll fit right underneath there, and then basically it comes out of the seat. And then I've got the connectors back here, so the passenger should not hit it with their feet. So that's out of the way for the passenger side. You stick the wires basically the hole where you tighten up. You put you tighten up your back bolts for your seat. You just stick the wires down through there and then connect it. And then on the driver's side, same way. You just put the wires right through that hole where you tighten your seats. And the back, if you have a 4-seater, you can see behind here, but it's kind of hard to see. But anyway, that little cutout, I just zip tied it straight to the little piece where the seatbelt harness is, your override, seatbelt override. So that's that. And the buttons, super easy. Once you cut those out, they pop right in. You plug it in. It's part of the harness. All comes together, so it's awesome. And now I'll crank it up. And then let's try the driver. Oh, the red light's on. Driver's side, I've already tested the passenger side, so I'll turn it on hot, on high also. These rocker switches are great. I mean, they're pretty sweet switches. They clicked right in there as long as you cut it out. So I think up is hot or high, and low is the bottom button. So it goes off, click it, so you're on low there. And I can already feel it. I can already feel a little bit of the seat warming up. So this one is lower and upper. Like you can say, this does not seal the greatest, the Velcro here. That one I cut out for it, so it's a little better. But for me, I don't care. I'd rather have my butt warm. I'd rather be warm. So the back, it looks good. Highly recommend it. Let's see how long they last. I don't know. We don't usually go submerge too much. So I'm going to click them back off, and then when you turn your switch off, it loses power to it anyway. So that way you can't run your battery dead or whatnot. So highly recommend it. Rocky Mountain ATV Tusk. I'll include a link in the description below. 40 bucks each. That's $40 for that seat, 40 bucks for this seat. I think if you spend $75, you get free shipping, so you'll have $80 plus tax in both front seats, or if you have a 2-seater, both seats. So again, guys, it's hit a like if you like this video, and subscribe to our channel. We've got several other videos coming, and I did get some new wheels and tires today. These are kind of worn out, so I'll kind of give you a little glimpse really quickly there. But I'll do a short video on those. Kind of a new tire that nobody's really tried yet. I was going to go with System 3s, but I'm going to give these a shot, and I will let you know what they will be in a video coming up. All right, y'all have a good one.